Hey sis, are you a multi-passionate entrepreneur feeling scattered and unfocused? You are not alone. In this episode, I'm sharing how you can cut through the overwhelm, get clear on what matters most, and finally start hitting your five-figure goals. If you're ready to turn your passions into real progress and success, this episode is for you. Tune in now and let's get to work. You are listening to Call Her Profitable, the podcast where Jesus-loving entrepreneurs hit five-figure months consistently, all while keeping God at the center of their business. I'm your host, Odasia, certified business coach and multi-passionate entrepreneur, here to empower you with the tools to build a profitable, cash-flowing business. And on this podcast, we'll explore effective marketing strategies for attracting clients and boosting sales, along with simple methods for running your business effectively. And hey, if you're ready for accountability in both your faith and business journey, head over to thewomanofpowergroup.com to join our exclusive community. So sis, grab that notebook and that iced coffee and let's get to work. When I first started my journey of entrepreneurship, I'm not going to even lie, I was doing a lot. And I remember one day my husband was asking me if I needed to do all the things. So at the time I had started the Woman of Power group. So I was doing the Woman of Power group. I was also doing real estate part-time / full-time in New York. And I had a dog food company, a fresh dog food company called Bailey's Fur. And what would happen was I found myself super overwhelmed, frustrated, and annoyed because I just felt like I couldn't get clarity. I couldn't find focus. I didn't know which one to pursue. I felt like God was calling me to pursue all of them, honestly. And I was making a little bit of money, but I wasn't able to really scale past maybe like a few $1,000s. Like, with the dog food company, I would make just a few sales. And then also with real estate, I would get like a few clients, but I was not able to reach like my potential of what I knew that I was equipped to do. And I remember my husband one day, he had asked me like, are you sure you're supposed to be doing all those things? And basically I snapped at him. I'm like, yes, God told me to do all these things. He called me to all these things. He gave me vision to all these things. So I'm supposed to be doing all these things. And honestly, I was not. There's a time and a season for everything under the sun. If you look at Ecclesiastic 3, King Solomon let us know that there's certain things that need to be pursued at certain time. And I didn't quite understand that, nor did I want to let it go because I felt like they were mine, right? These are ideas that God has given me. Like those were my ideas, my visions, and I felt truly called to it. And that's where this idea of being multi-passionate and multi-called came into place. So if you're listening to this podcast or if you are a part of the Woman of Power group, I am almost positive that you are a multi-passionate, multi-called woman of God. And my unique definition of a multi-passionate and multi-called individual is basically a dynamic creator who balances various interests and purposes, pursuing multiple projects and missions that aligns with their skills and values. The short version of that is you have a lot of skills, a lot of talents, a lot of ideas, and you typically want to pursue them all. Now, there's pros to being multi-passionate, and the pros to that is we don't have to put our eggs in one basket, right? We're not the typical 9-to-5er or the typical, I'm just going to do this one thing or I'm going to make money one way. We are multi-dynamic, so we're able to make money in so many different ways. We're resourceful. We can help in so many different areas, and we are skilled and we're multi-talented. So you won't find us typically, you can't box us in, is what I'm basically trying to say. The multi-passionate, multi-called girl, you cannot box her in. She's typically flexible. She typically takes a lot of risks, and her risk has a lot of huge rewards. So that is the pros of being multi-passionate. However, the cons of being multi-passionate is we typically find ourselves super overwhelmed. We find ourselves confused. We may take a little bit longer to make money in business because we're pursuing so many things at one time. We find ourselves frustrated or feeling like we can't hear from God. We want to pursue everything at one time, which leaves us burnt out and unproductive. So though being multi-passionate has its pros, it also has its cons. And the reason why today we're going to be talking about 3 strategies to find focus and clarity when you are multi-passionate and multi-called is because it affects our sales straight like that. It affects our business. It affects our business growth. It affects our business strategies. And it affects our ability to make money in business, being a multi-passionate and multi-called person. And that's not what we want, right? We are listening to this podcast is because we want to hit those consistent 5+ figure months. And we can't have us being multi-passionate and multi-called be a hindrance to hitting those 5-figure months. So I'm going to be giving you 3 strategies that you can honestly start today so that you can hit those sales goals, but also not be boxed in or put water to your fire. That's not what this episode is going to do. It's not going to contain, for lack of better words, your multi-passionate character, but this episode will give you strategies so that you can find focus and clarity so you can really hit those business goals. So strategy number 1 is to implement the one thing approach, aka pick one thing and hone into it. Like I started out this episode, when I first started my entrepreneurship journey, I was focused on 3 different businesses: a fresh dog food business, a real estate business, and a consultant business, right? And because all of those things are unique and they required me really showing up and building it as a human being, I simply didn't have the capacity to build all those things at the same time. Now, I do feel called to all of those things. I know that I am a real estate investor. I know that I do have a fresh dog food company. And I also know that I have a sales and business marketing firm. But I really had to pick one thing to focus on so that I can really hone in on who are the people I'm called to serve, what are the systems that I need to put in place with that one business, scale that one business, and then use that one business to leverage all of my other businesses, right? So the first thing that you want to do to find focus and clarity when you are multi-passionate and called, you want to pick the one thing and you want to hone into that. Take time and seek the Lord and put all of your ideas, all of your businesses, all of your desires at His feet and ask Him, Lord, which one of these do you want me to really focus on and hone in this season? And I want to give you permission to do this and also just comfort you to let you know that this does not mean you're not going to be able to do all the other ideas or all the other businesses that you feel God is calling you to do. Those things are going to come at a later season and they're going to be easier for you to do because now you have already a business that is highly profitable, highly impactful, and super simple to manage. So like that company, that business is sort of running itself. And now you have the capacity and the bandwidth and the finances to pursue your other ideas. That's the point here, right? So the first thing is to pick one thing and hone into that. And when I say hone into that, I'm talking about understanding who you are called to serve, niching down. What are their desires? What are their pain points? What is the product and the service? Like really hone in and master that one thing so that you're able to leverage that one thing for all the other business ideas that you have. The second strategy is to define your core values and mission. Now, this is going to really help with your focus and your clarity, because what tends to happen is we get this really great idea from God and then we just run with it, right? So I feel that God is calling me to help busy moms with fitness. Awesome. But we don't take the time to understand, okay, what is the mission? What exactly am I doing here? Am I helping busy mom in fitness so that she can get closer to God? Am I helping her in fitness so that she can love her body, herself more? Am I helping her in fitness so that she can learn how to eat better? Am I helping her in fitness so that she can live a better lifestyle? Like, what exactly is the mission? And the reason why you want to hone into your core values and your mission is so that when you are creating products and services, when you are developing your marketing plan, it's very clear on what it is that your business do and who you serve. Helping busy moms in fitness, that is a broad category, and you can super niche down, right? The more that you niche, the more clear that you are, and the more clear that the people that you're called to serve know that you are the person, you are the expert that they're supposed to go to. So when you really hone in on your values, on your mission, exactly what it is that your business do, who your business serve, what are your core values, right? What are your business strengths? You're able to find focus and clarity, and you know exactly what product or service you offer. You know what product and service you don't offer. You know who you're called to serve, and you know who you're not called to serve. We learned this in episode, I think it was 17 and 18, about niche. We're not called to serve everybody, at least not called to serve everybody in every season. And this is exactly what knowing your core values and mission is going to do for you. It's going to give you that clarity so that you know, okay, if someone is coming to you, right? Let's take that example again. You help busy moms in the area of fitness. If someone is coming to you and saying, hey, I need help with finding a good lipo doctor, but your mission is to empower busy moms on a natural fitness journey, you already know that the person who's coming to you about lipo, that's not who your person is, and that's not what you do, right? So you're able to be clear and not get confused when everyone and anyone is just coming to you to ask you to help with their fitness journey. You know, there's a specific person and a specific product and a specific service that you have because of your mission and your core value. And then strategy number 3 to finding focus and clarity when you're multi-passionate and multi-called is to utilize time blocking for effective planning. And we spoke about this in episode 19, where about planning ahead for the week so that you're not wasting your time trying to figure out, okay, what it is that you need to do on Monday, right? As soon as Monday come in, you could just open up your planner or open up your project management system and boom, it's right there. For this point, I really want to hone in on utilizing some type of time management system or some type of written out planner. The reason why I want you to do this is when you go into work, right, as an entrepreneur, I'm not talking about your 9-to-5 job, I'm talking about when you go into your time of work as an entrepreneur, you are already up against so much. You might be tired. You might be overwhelmed. You might be feeling discouraged. There's just so much already that comes with entrepreneurship that you do not need not knowing what to do or the lack of good time management to be a barrier for you. When you go into work that morning, it's important for you to know how many hours a day do you spend on your business, and during those hours, what are you doing? Right? So if you're saying that you are a full-time entrepreneur and you spend, let's say, 4 hours a day on your business, it's very important to, one, time block that. So for those 4 hours, there's no scrolling on social media. There's no random phone calls. There is no distractions. and make sure you're very clear about what it is that you are doing during those hours and stick to the plan, sis. This is how you're going to find clarity and focus, right? So let's say that you're going into the office and you know that for these next 4 hours, you are focusing straight on your email marketing plan. Stick to the plan, sis. You already pick your one business. You already define your core values and your mission statement so you know exactly who you're called to serve, how you serve them, what your product and service is. And then you know that for these next 4 hours, just today, you're going to be focused on your email marketing. That is how you are going to be clear. That is how you're going to be focused. That is how you're going to be able to make money in your business as a multi-called person. And then I'm just going to add number 4 as a bonus is practicing mindfulness, breathing, and taking a day off. This has been such a small but mighty tool that has helped me in business. Practicing mindfulness. So when you start feeling overwhelmed, when you start feeling distracted, when all these things are starting to come up at you throughout the day, what I like to do is just literally take 3 minutes of focused breathing. So I would just close everything. I would set my timer for 3 minutes and I'll breathe in and out. And I would just focus my mind on breathing in and out. Sometimes your mind will wander and start thinking about projects. As soon as you catch yourself wandering and thinking about other stuff, go back to breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. This will help you to recenter yourself and go back to what it is that you are focusing on, right? Another thing is taking that day off. So I mentioned this before in the podcast. My day off is Thursday. Your day off is whatever day off that you want. But taking a day off really allows you to surrender your business to God, really allows you to refresh and recoup, right? Not being so consumed about business, allowing you to get some fresh revelation from the Lord when you go back into work and allowing you to just rest. You are multi-passionate and multi-called, which means that you're probably not just called to business, but you're also called to be a wife. You're also called to be a mom. You're also called to be maybe a minister at your church, right? You're also called to be a servant somewhere. You're also called to be a sister, a mentor, all these other things. So you need time to rest and recoup so that the business is not just consuming you, but you're able to have time for yourself so that when you go to these other areas of your life, you're able to show up confidently. So these are the 3 simple strategies for you to find focus and clarity when you are multi-passionate and multi-called. You want to pick one thing to hone into, sis. I know that you got a 50 billion thousand business ideas. Join the rest of us. That's where we're all here, right? You're going to be able to pursue all of them, but just not right this second. You really want to take time and hone in on that one business that you feel God is calling you to so that you can truly, truly scale that thing to 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 figures, and then utilize that one business to start all your other businesses. 2, you want to define your core values and your missions so you're not thrown off when people are coming to you about all types of other things. You already know, hey, in this one business, this is my mission. This is my core values. That doesn't align with my mission. That doesn't align with my core values. I can't get thrown off. Let me just focus on this particular thing. And then 3, utilizing those time blocking for effective planning, utilizing some type of project management system, or even just planning ahead for the week so that when you go into the office, you already know how much hours you are spending on your business and exactly what you are doing in your business during those hours. And then lastly, practicing mindfulness, so intentional breathing, and then also taking that Sabbath day off to rest, girl. To rest, right? The Lord gives the Sabbath is for the man, not the man for the Sabbath. And the Lord give rest to those that he loves. Being able to find your focus and being clear is going to help you scale your business and hit those multi 5, 6, and even 7-figure months because you are laser focused and clear, even as a multi-passionate and multi-called woman, on what it is that you're supposed to do in this season. You're honing in on it. You're giving it all your might, all your energy, all your power. You're scaling it, and then you'll be able to do all the other things that God has called you to do. So sis, I hope that this episode was encouraging. Hope that it was empowering. Please, if you found value in this episode, send this over to a multi-passionate and a multi-called friend, because sis, listen, it's a struggle over here, all right? I know that you got 50 billion ideas too. I know that your homegirl probably got 50 billion ideas too, but there is a way for us to hone in and find clarity when we are multi-passionate and multi-called, so that we can scale and then also pursue all the other things that God is calling us to do. It says, if you don't have any friends that is multi-passionate and multi-called, that is okay. You can find friends at the Woman of Power group. We are a power hub full of multi-passionate and multi-called Christian women entrepreneurs who hold each other accountable in the area of faith and business. So if you're looking for other multi-passionate and multi-called sisters in Christ, go to thewomanofpowergroup.com and check us out. See if we will be a good fit. I'm sure you will find a sister in Christ there that can encourage you on your journey. Until next time, sis. See you in the next episode. Hey sis, I hope today's episode blessed you. If it did, would you take just 30 seconds to share it with a fellow Christian woman entrepreneur who's ready to step boldly in her God-given business? And hey, don't forget to leave your girl a quick review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps to get the word out and lights me up to know that this podcast is actually making an impact in your journey. All right, sis, time to get back to building that kingdom business and claiming those 5-figure months. I'll see you next week for another power-packed episode. Stay blessed and profitable.